there's a difference between Mardi Gras and Easter. And
yes,
we're not able to tell the difference anymore. We think
right.
we think they're the same.
Right. And I just want to say, Jonathan, I have learned so much from you, and your work, I think, is astoundingly valuable. When I first, I stumbled into this whole Jordan Peterson thing. Gosh, how did that happen? Well, it's God, of course, but and then there's this Eastern Orthodox icon carver. And it's like,
random,
what?
Just a random guy.
And some of the first videos I listened to you, I'm just thinking, what is he talking about? But after a while, I began to say, oh wow, I have learned so much from you, and I'm deeply grateful and indebted to your work, because and so many of these things that you have illustrated, I think, so well, have helped me see a lot. And so if there are moments that you say, why am I making these darn videos?
There are moments like that.
Talking to these random strangers and asking me, I look at the kinds of questions you're asked in your question and answer videos sometimes, and it's like, oh gosh, I'm glad. Part of the reason I haven't started a question and answer thing is like, I hope they don't ask me the kinds of questions they asked Jonathan. I don't know if I could answer them.
Yeah, my goodness.
But I'm deeply grateful for your work.
Thank you. Thanks
for
that.
So much. And so,
that's it's not only very touching, but it does, to hear that from you, it's very helpful. Like, it's helpful, like you said, in those moments where I'm like, okay, what is going on? Like, what am I doing? I'm a YouTuber. I hear my kids tell their friends that their father's a YouTuber, and I'm like, oh man.
My wife and oldest son actually have a phrase to try to make sure people don't watch my videos. They're like, well, so I hear your father's on YouTube. It's like, yeah, he does like 2-hour videos about religion and philosophy. And once people hear that, they're like, I'm never going to listen to that.
I don't want you to listen to my dad. That's hilarious. Anyways, but I'm also really impressed. I think, like, I'm also impressed at the fact that you've been able to kind of reach out to just the everyday listener. I don't know how you do it. Like, the fact that you're able to have all these conversations with all these people that are watching your videos. It's like you're taking people on this like therapeutic reconnection, taking their hand and kind of guiding them slowly towards God, towards the church, but in such just a real therapeutic way. It's pretty amazing. It's like, hopefully all of this, like this, whatever it is that we're doing, like,
whatever it is that we're doing is exactly right.
Whole discussion, this weird thing that, it's like, anyways, I let's just say that I think both of you, I'm very grateful as well. Like, I'm grateful to see people come to you. And I hear people all the time, like they're like, I listen to Paul every day. And it's like, kind of like, yeah, they don't go to church yet, but it's like, Paul's my pastor. They'll say things like that, but they don't go to church yet, but it's like, they kind of know that it's in their future. They kind of know it, but it's like, I'll get there. But for now, so I think that's awesome. I think that's great. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, I one of the talking, it takes a lot out of me, because it's intensive listening that you have to do for people.
I don't know. I wouldn't believe that it takes a lot out of you, because it's like, if you keep going like this, though.
And this is, the crazy. So one of the guys in our meetup, he was, before Jordan came to Sacramento, he was ready to kind of kiss Jordan goodbye, because he was kind of done with the whole thing. But they went to the VIP thing, and he and I had the same experience, because he's a psychologist and I'm a pastor. We watched Jordan work that 160 line of VIPs who had paid to shake his hand and get their picture, and how he was able to maintain, listening intensity with each person that came through that line. I know what it's like to work a line, and I can't imagine how he's able to do that. How he was able to do that on his book tour night after night. Yeah. That was phenomenal. couldn't imagine it, because I love the conversation with randos, as they call themselves, because and here's the crazy thing about human beings, they're image bearers of God. And every single person that comes to me, especially if they can just tell their story, and many of the stories I can't publish because they're too personal and it would involve parents or children or something like that. But it's a like we said earlier, it's a holy thing that becomes holy ground where they share the pain and the tragedies and the victories of common life. And God has been all over their lives, and they haven't recognized him sometimes or seen him. And as the great privilege of being a pastor is to steward those stories and hopefully allow others to see God through the stories of ordinary people. That's one of the things I learned from my father and his ministry, and I think he learned from his father and his ministry. So I have to figure out how to do that in a sustainable way. So.
Wow. Well, anyways, it seems like you're succeeding in my perspective, because I couldn't, like, I think that so I think at least for sure the fact, and even if you tell me also, I didn't know that a lot of the videos you're not putting up, so it means that you're having even more conversations than the ones we're seeing. So that's pretty cool. I think that's great.
Well, people are image bearers of God, and even if they're far from God or can't see God anywhere, God's glory is, their life is littered with God's glory, and God is working in the things that they don't see. And it is an amazing thing when they come to a place where, suddenly they came around a corner and, oh my goodness, there's God. And it's the C.S. Lewis pantheism quote. And okay, well, what do I do now? Yeah. That's exactly right. What do you do now? When you find the burning bush, do you run away? That's a reasonable thing. When you hear the voice that says, take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. Well, the best thing to do is obey. But we're messed up creatures. We're something.
All right, Paul. I think this is the longest conversation we've had. I think we've got like almost 2 hours. So
well, I didn't want to, with everything going on in your life, I didn't want to bother you with a conversation, but I so enjoy you, Jonathan. I love your laugh. You have this weird giggle that you get to a point and
yeah. I always laugh in the worst. My problem is that I laugh in the worst possible places. I keep telling people, like, the reason why I did a video on laughter where I did a video, like, it's like the meaning of laughter or something, and I was pretty harsh on laughter, but I think it's also just trying to understand why I laugh when things get weird or when it gets so. So, anyways, look, I'm happy if it's enjoyable.
Yeah. So. Anyway, thank you, Jonathan. I deeply appreciate this. And yeah, you recorded it, so whatever you want to do.
Yes, I recorded it, and I think I missed like the very beginning because we started right away, and then it was like, oh wait, I need to record this. So I'll kind of see how I edit. Do you want to put it up on your channel as well?
I'd love to. Sure.
All right. So what I'll do is,
I think we have a lot of people in common, but we do have some that aren't. So we should probably both post it.
So I'll send you the link, and and so I think that'd be great.
Okay.
We can plan another future discussion, and hopefully at some point we'll speak at the same place. That'd be great.
Well, I am talking to this one church that would really love to have you out, and so then if that happens, maybe we could do some joint things. And when I talk to John Vervaeke, maybe the three of us should do a 3-way video at some point too. That could be fun.
That could be a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely. All right, Paul.
All right, Jonathan.
Have a good
day.
Take care.
Bye-bye. All right. Bye-bye.